Hey Footy fans, the second round of Sir Doug Nicholls Round was absolutely brilliant. It started when the Dogs took on the Swans, the Dogs losing 88 to 102. Now, I was at this game, and it was sad to see Aaron Norton go down with a medial ligament injury. He'll be out for 4 to 6 weeks. I think what I took out of this game, yeah, the Swans get the win, but I was really impressed with the effort that the Doggies put up, and I guess how the Dogs try to inject themselves back into the game, especially in that fourth quarter, because at times, in the middle period of this game, the Swans strung out on the scoreboard. The Swans were the better side. But then the Doggies started to get back into it, and a huge shout out to a player like Riley Garcia, who was a spark plug for the Dogs up forward, and a variety of other players tried to keep the Dogs in it, but unfortunately they fall short of a comeback. Friday we had the Dockers and the Pies do battle in the West. 75 apiece it ends. That's the third draw of the season, and for Collingwood, that's their second draw. Obviously they had the other draw on Anzac Day against the Bombers. Look, the points being shared, at least the side can take some points out of it. No one goes home empty-handed, but obviously those circulation talks of extra time came into action again. Look, I thought it was a decent game. Credit to Freo for hanging in there. The Pies, it was a back and forth contest between the Pies and Freo. It was a decent game of football, and as I mentioned, no one leaves that game empty-handed. On Saturday, the Roos started well against Port Adelaide, but they lose 48 to 107. Port Adelaide, after that first quarter, they just powered home full force and took over this game. The Blues beat the Suns 102 to 73. The Suns tried to hang in there. Now, a laid out was Sam Flanders due to illness. Hopefully he's better for next round. I actually tipped the Suns here. I thought they'd pull off an upset, and they came close, but the Blues were way too strong in the fourth quarter, and they strung out on the scoreboard. The Cats lost to the Giants at the Cattery, 74 to 78, a close game of football. The Giants hold on in an absolute thriller. They love the Cattery, the Giants. They seem to always get the job done. I thought with a lot of the ins for Geelong that they were going to be the team who, got the win here, but not to be the Giants. A great win on the road, and maybe that can spark up a bit of a winning streak for them. The Tigers lost to the Bombers 74 to 86 in the iconic Dreamtime clash. A great effort by the Tigers. The Bombers move into second on the ladder. They've had a really good season so far, and they're in the mix for the 8. So hopefully they can stay there for those Bombers fans out there for the rest of the season. Just quickly, for the Tigers, well done. They started off well, they were finding goals, they were definitely in this game of football. I thought the effort was brilliant, and considering this team has had so many injuries throughout their season, and that's really been a hurdle for them to get over, I thought it was a really good effort and a really, good game of football altogether. Well done to the Tigers. I reckon they definitely gave the Bombers a scare there, especially in that first half. Well done, and well done to everyone involved in the ceremony before the game, for the Indigenous ceremony. Such a wonderful ceremony, as always. Always look forward to that. And to everyone involved in Sir Doug Nicholls Round, not only in week 1 but week 2 as well. Well done. A great round of football to acknowledge and pay our respects to our Indigenous members of Australia, and not only past, present, but emerging as well. Just quickly on the Bombers, Jordan Ridley returned to football after his injury stint. What a massive return by Jordan Ridley. 31 disposals, 1 goal. The run off the defensive line, I think he had around 700 metres gain. He was an absolute weapon out there for Essendon. So well done to Jordan Ridley, and I really hope he can keep that consistency up throughout the rest of the season. On Sunday, the Hawks beat the Lions 100 to 75. Hawks finding great form. Will the Lions make the 8? Well, alarm bells ringing once again for Chris Fagan and his side. The Demons beat the Saints 100 to 62. Very strong closeout to this game by the Demons. And the Crows smashed the Eagles 137 to 38. High flying Crows. And for the Eagles, well, they take a swoop with that heavy loss, that's for sure. Folks, it's time for Isaac's GMP of the round, my goal, mark and player. And let's get into my goal of the round. And it goes to Isaac Heaney. great gather on the football, and he hit it really well from the pocket. From my angle, being at the game, it looked more difficult than it was. Watching the replay, it was a great hit, don't get me wrong, but from my angle, it looked like he was right up against that boundary. He was deep in the pocket. I was stunned. I thought it was a great goal. Definitely had me up out of my seat and cheering. Well done, Isaac Heaney. And that was really the spark of his game, because at times he did struggle to inject himself. It was one of the more quieter performances from Isaac Heaney in this match, but still the Swans had the depth and talent from the rest of their team to step up and get their team over the line on the road. My mark of the round, there are a couple to choose from, which I love to see, and it makes the decision-making a bit tough for the GMP of the round. Leah from the GWS Giants, a heroic mark, saved the game for the Giants and saw them hold on, just stepped up in big moments, and not only that mark, but a couple others throughout this game. He holds his ground well, knows how to stay in his position, and has a great read on the football, and he's got great athleticism. So to Leah, well done. He's definitely making a name for himself in this footy world, and I look forward to seeing a lot more from Leak throughout the rest of his career. Just a great grab, and as I mentioned, that athleticism is absolutely incredible and gives a spark to our game of football, which we love to see. My player of the round, I could not go past him. He caught my eye and I just said, wow, he is having a breakout season like no other. Chad Warner from the Sydney Swans, 4 goals, 25 disposals, 4 tackles. He had 6 marks, one of those 6 contested, 4 clearances, 6 inside 50s, 292 metres gained, 10 score involvements. Not only the run, not only the creativity and the press that he provides to the Sydney Swans attacking outfit, but it's the initiative to take the game on. It's the confidence to back himself, take a bounce, keep running with the football. And I think that's absolutely great to see. There's elements of his running game which we've seen from Nick Blakey in his career, his teammate. We saw it a lot from Nick last season. We see parts of it throughout this season as well. But we're starting to see Chad Warner be an absolute rock for this Swans team. And it's interesting because they've got Heaney, they've got Goulden, they've still got Blakey, they've got a variety of other players who chip in, and that just goes to show you the depth, the talent, and the power of this Sydney Swans team, who are on top of the ladder and look extremely tough to beat. Well done to John Longmire and the Sydney Swans outfit. It has been a brilliant season for them so far, and let's hope they keep it up. Chad Warner, not only that stat line was incredible, but this mark was brilliant. Just decided to take a little hanger. Got the hang time, great elevation, good grab, went back, kicked the goal. He was loving it out there at Marvel Stadium. 4 goals to his name. And as I mentioned, to see that confidence and talent, he's still quite a young player, and he's got a lot of footy left in him. And the Brownlow talks. A lot of people are saying Isaac Heaney. I don't think so. It's going to be tough because we see Warner taking votes off Heaney and vice versa. Goulden might have a game here or there where he snatches a vote or two. You know, you don't know, and that's the thing. When you have such a talented team and you've got a lot of talented players, it's hard to get Brownlow votes and kick clear in that top 5 of the Brownlow medal. All the best to the Sydney Swans for the rest of the season. They've been a highlight and a half. Really impressed with them. Folks, round 12 starts on Thursday night when Port Adelaide take on the Blues. I've got Port Adelaide by 14 points. That's going to be a good game, but the game that I'm really interested in, the Pies and the Dogs. If the Dogs can bring the effort they did against the Swans, it's going to be a really interesting game of football. As always, you got to love footy. If you like that recap, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment down below your thoughts on the previous round, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And for more of my content, make sure to follow my Facebook page and also my Instagram page. Plenty of more sports updates on there.